Are you about to make a big decision in your life? In this video, I'll go through the 5 steps that you need to take to make sure that the decision that you make will be the right one for you, for your specific situation. So I'm talking about big decisions here. Lately, I've coached women on making a big career transition, like quitting their job and starting a business, or moving to a different country, or really making that big step in starting a totally new business in a different area from where they are used to work. Hi, I'm Linnea. I help female entrepreneurs streamline their businesses so that they can get more time for what really matters. If you're interested in my services, you will find the link in the description below. If you're about to make a big decision in your life, it's totally normal to have fear, and it's also normal to have a lot of emotions around this decision. And that's why it's good to have like a really structured approach to taking decision. Our brains are wired in a way that the brain is trying to make us avoid any pain, because the reptile brain tells us, okay, I'm still alive, so why don't I continue on the path that I'm on, because it obviously keeps me alive. That's what our reptile brain is telling us. But we want to use the prefrontal cortex in taking those decisions, so trying to avoid the emotional part, which is really not easy. If you want to become really productive, make sure that you download the free guide that I prepared for you. You will find the link in the description below. Step number 1 is to be clear on your goal, what it is that you want to achieve when you make this big change or you take this big decision in your life. So you can think of it as, is it in the money area, the financial well-being area? Maybe you're about to start a new business, or you want to switch careers because you want to make more money. Or is it related to your health? Maybe you want to start exercising every day, or you want to run a marathon, so it's in the health area. Or is it in your personal fulfillment or your mental well-being area? Maybe you want to do a PhD just for the fun of it, or have more free time to spend with your family. So think about which area it is that you want to make this decision, or why you want to make this decision, and be clear on your goal, what you want to achieve. Step number 2 is to gather information so that you can weigh the different alternatives towards each other, and you can have as many pros and cons as possible. So there are 3 ways to do this. Google. You can Google case studies and success stories, but also failure, not successful stories, people who have made this change that are not really satisfied, or that didn't really succeed in what they did. Talk to experts, or check out experts. Are there any experts in this area that you could talk to, that you could have a coaching session with, that you could reach out to in some way? And then the people around you, they might have opinions. You will take them as opinions, but they might be pros and cons, that it might be useful when you in the end sit and put down all the pros and cons for the different alternatives that you have ahead of you. Step number 3 is to consider the various consequences, the various outcomes of the possible alternatives that you have ahead of you. So you need to weigh the consequences, the evidence against each other. So you can do this either by just listing the different alternatives, if you have like 2 or 3 alternatives or more, and then the pros and the cons with each of them. Or you could do it like a more advanced decision-making matrix, where you kind of to the right, you list the different alternatives, and on top you might write down the different types of consequences. So are there any financial consequences? Are there consequences for your family, for your personal life, for your personal fulfillment, like different areas, and you can rate them in different ways so that you have like a clear matrix or some clear understanding of really objectively trying to be as objective as possible to see which might be the best option for you. Number 4 is to make the decision. And this isn't easy, but you have a lot of information. You have the pros and the cons, so you kind of already have the structure, the logical part of it. So now, what I see with my clients, now the emotions come in. So very often I get clients who come to me and they say, okay, I need to make this big decision in my life. I have no idea what I want, which direction to take. But actually, listening to them, they may already made up their mind. They just need to look inside and ask themselves if it's the right decision, and then write it down on a piece of paper. So I advise you to take the option that you are thinking of, that your preferred option, and ask yourself, will this expand you? Will it expand your life? Will it expand your possibilities in life? If the answer is yes, then go for it. That's the right choice. On the other hand, if it will shrink you, will this option shrink your possibilities in life? then the answer is definitely no, because you don't want to go that way. The step number 5 is to evaluate your decision. So look back on your goal, the step number 1, and think through, by taking this decision, will I reach the goal? Is it aligned with my goal, with what I want to achieve? And if it isn't, then it's not the right decision, obviously. Or you might want to change your goal because by doing this research, you've come to a different conclusion. So you might want to gather new information and do the steps 1 to 4 again. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do that and enable the notifications so that you get notified each time I release a new video on how to streamline your business, how to become happier, and how to get more time for what really matters to you. I send you lots of love. Have a wonderful day.